And hello everybody. I thought I would narrate this video. You see my desktop, little logo for Condor coming up, and we're going to do free flight. Now what you're seeing there is the setup page, and it's showing a competition because this is called the Competition Simulator Trainer or something like that, Condor. But anyway, this particular video originally was 53 minutes because I actually flew all the tasks. I just didn't get the last one cleared because I don't quite understand something about a window you got to fly through. But I'll get there. Okay, I said let's start the flight, and that's what this is doing right here. Now, I don't know the name of this airport, but it's in Prague or Czechoslovakia, or the what do they call it now? The Czech Republic. I lose track. Okay, here's the spoilers on the airplane. This is an ASW-28, by the way. This thing comes with, I believe, 5 different aircraft that you can use. If you want more, you gotta buy more. It doesn't cost much, but you still gotta buy them. Now, I don't know why I'm looking so much side to side, but what allows me to look side to side is something called Track IR. It's a reflecting device on top of my headset that when I move my head, I can look all around the cockpit. Okay, now for the checklist. The altimeter is set to 1,741 feet above sea level. Ballast we have none. Seat belts are tight. Controls are free and correct. We're connected to the tow plane and will be in a moment. Communication is not being used. Canopy is closed and locked. Drag brakes, we just checked that a moment ago, a little out of sequence. Direction of the wind seems to be a slight quartering tailwind, perhaps, maybe a crosswind. If the tow plane stops towing, we will try to land in the amount of space available. If not, we will try to land straight ahead, or we will turn after 200 feet and come right back to the airport. Communication is not being used here. Okay, here we go starting. Now you notice I do have to compensate with the stick and the rudder pedals. I do have rudder pedals. And up comes the nose. This is probably the hardest part of Condor right here, trying to do a real good tow. Looks like it's got about a 50-foot rope. But it's pretty cool, actually. You also hear the wind noise going by the canopy. Oh, and by the way, I have practiced broken rope from 200 feet on Condor. Now, we're going to go look for some lift. And there it is. That's how you actually see the lift, is by hitting the H hotel key. And it'll show you where it is. But I try to avoid that. I turned it off just then. I want to kind of blender into the lift on my own, just like I do in the real world. Notice the sailplane's kind of twitchy. And one thing also I noticed from the simulators is that there's not so much wind resistance and what's the word I'm looking for? Inertia. The 1,400-pound piece of fiberglass being towed behind a little airplane. And I tend to feel that inertia and the wind resistance when I'm flying behind the Pawnee at the club. So in any event, now this was, as I said, originally, at least I think I said it, a 53-minute video, and there's nowhere in the world I'm going to expect someone to watch a 53-minute video. So all I've done here, rather than get involved in the competition, is the competition's with myself, by the way, nobody else. You can't fly with others online and compete in this program. I don't know how, but I'll learn one of these days. But anyway, I'm ignoring that part because I did fly the tasks. And I'm just going to concentrate on what Condor looks like and what I can tell you about it. Now, what you're going to see here in a few minutes is we're going to get the wing wag. And Condor, the tow plane only tows you to about 2,500 feet. I have never really quantified that. It doesn't really matter much. At that point, it wants you to let go, and it tells you so with the wing wag. Now the plane being towed has settled down a bit. I have the weather set to bombastic. That's the roughest weather possible because it has more thermals available. And a lot of lift and a lot more fun to fly the simulator than it would be if there were no lift. I believe the wing wag is coming up pretty quickly here. We'll see in a moment. Okay, pretty quickly now. I guess I could have cut out some of this too, couldn't I? Almost lost, there we go, right there. He's telling us to get the heck out of there. So, let's sail around a little bit and see if we can't find some lift. It actually took me about another 7 minutes to find lift in the original 53-minute flight that I got out of this thing. It is interesting to see how the flights will increase as you use the simulator. And I mean, I think it must be helping me in my real flight training. It responds just like the ASK-21s upon landing. You know, you got to have that airspeed up. Not too much, not too little. Now that was part of the edits right there, and you'll see why in a moment. Aha, lift. There's a tutorial that comes with this thing, and you can actually see examples of how the thermals are flown. And then you can actually flow them yourself. Now I'm still at about 45 knots right there. 40 starts where that red mark is on the airspeed indicator. And as you can see also, they got a PDA that gives you the route and the location of all the turns, but not a whole lot you can do with it except magnify or demagnify it as necessary. Now it's a pretty good thermal. We're looking at about 6 or 7 knots. I've gained a whole bunch of altitude back. I have a Cytec X52 controller, which is basically a throttle and a joystick. I have several keys mapped from that. As an example, one of the keys governs the raising and dropping of the. Oh, by the way, that means the race is about to start, but we're going to ignore the race. Anyway, what I was saying, I've got a key map for like landing gear, for instance. Okay, now that's enough lift. You get an idea of what Condor might do. Okay, this is toward the end of the race. I'm actually coming back to the airport. There's the airport. Okay, let's see here. Undercarriage. I think the right hand will do something with that in a moment. Flaps, none. Airspeed. I'm going to do about 60 knots most of the way here. Let's see, we would announce a downwind, but I don't even know the name of this airport. I need to figure that out one of these days. Okay, that's 60 knots right there. And let's see, we're looking for traffic, but there is none. I've not seen any traffic on here yet. Now on Flight Simulator 10, I see traffic all the time, but I've got extra traffic dialed up, so it's always a factor. So we're on downwind. Remember the airport was at about 1,700 feet, I believe. There we go. Landing gear is down. Now that's one of my mapped keys that causes that to operate. And we're doing a nice rectangular pattern here, I think. I hope so anyway. I made this video probably about a month ago, so I don't remember all the parts of it. Looking for traffic. Turning base. A little bit of spoiler. Yeah, not quite that square. Have a tendency to round off the corners in real life. Now this is the area where this thing has helped me in real flight. Now I will admit I'm kind of low on the approach here. Generally I fly the approach kind of steep and control my descent with the spoilers. I can even speed up or slow down with the spoilers full out. Okay, here we go. We're committed now. By the way, I have not figured out how to make the brakes work on this thing yet, but I'm working on it. Okay, so we got to see the Condor. You got to see a little bit of thermaling, a takeoff, a tow, and a landing. Now we're going to exit the flight. Really? Yeah. I'm not going to look at my logbook. We're going to exit that. And now we're going to exit the whole program. Yep. And we're gone. That's what it looked like. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the narration. I hope I got it right.